Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems, audio-visual systems for your home or office, home automation where you can basically run your home like the Starship Enterprise. You just put it on your phone and go from there. Tablet, security, and life safety systems, they do that as well. Safety Systems, locally owned, family-owned business for more than 20 years. They take care of you in all of those different areas. And the guy to call, you've seen him on our show, VFL JJ Surlis. He's a good guy. He'll take good care of you. I've used these guys for a long, long time in a lot of different ways, and I've always been very, very happy that I did. SafeTSystems.com. All right, back with Jimmy, Josh, Mark, and Isaiah. When we get to March every year, the pundits who fill out their brackets in the media typically talk about three keys: good defense, good rebounding, good guard play. Teams that struggle all year can go to a tourney and go to a great run. We know that. You don't have to have those three pieces, but typically that's what people look for. You guys may have your own views on, well, I think it takes this or that, but that's kind of the accepted rule. In your opinion, does Tennessee have the pieces required for a good tournament run? I mean, they play good defense, you got that. Rebounding, good guard play. I mean, your five-star guard was not on the floor last night at crunch time. That would worry me about having good guard play going to the tournament. So does this team have the pieces? I know what you're going to say. Does this team have the right pieces and parts? Be honest.
Yeah.
As they're playing right now?
Yeah, I think so. Look, the reason why I believe Chandler wasn't on the court.
With Sterling Hinton. Okay, go ahead.
Am I ever negative? Really? But yeah, so Chandler, I feel like he wasn't on the court just because the five that was in brought him back. So he rewarded them by keeping them out there. He kind of danced with the people that brought him there, and I appreciate that as a player because you know, if you're out there and you're playing well, you don't want to come out of the game. I mean, we got us back in the game, right? So I'm not worried about that any. He'll be back to starting, back to playing this next game. We do have the pieces. You saw what we did. We can erase a 17-point lead, which we didn't win the game, but we did erase the lead in a pretty hostile environment. Yeah, and none of the NCAA games is going to be in an environment like that as far as all road team environment. It's going to be neutral sites. So it won't be the type of emotion around the game that it was, Barnes return and all. You know, it can only happen in one place. So I'm not worried about that at all. And you talking about Sweet 16, are we going to make the tournament? I believe so. You're talking about winning 2 games in the tournament against one of the top 60 teams in the country, and I think we can do that for sure.
That's good. That's very good. We need that kind of perspective because I think everybody else is going to disagree with you. I may be wrong here. Do they have the pieces? Mark,
yeah, there's the pieces.
Is a Sweet 16, that was what we said is the legitimate goal. Is it still a reasonable, legitimate goal?
Yeah, defense keeps you in every game, as we saw yesterday. And then I think the evolution of hopefully our freshman point guards. And then do you make shots? I mean, look at Oregon State last year that Tennessee lost to. Like they got hot, and the coaches said all year, like, we're better shooters than this, we're better shooters than this. And they finally came around to making shots. And I think if Tennessee can make jump shots, their defense is going to keep teams low enough in scoring to enable them to win. And so, yes, I think they do have the pieces to be able to make it. Now, will they? To be determined.
And their offense is going to keep the opponent in it to make every game they can lose. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking at.
Yeah,
I think they're going to play a lot of close games. I don't see many games where they're going to be having a big lead on somebody. With this offense, I think you better get hot in the last 5 minutes because you're going to be down to the wire in a bunch of these games, is my guess. Let me make this clear. I'm not asking can they go on a run. This isn't any team go on a run. I'm asking, does this team right now, when you're looking at it, have the pieces that you would say, yeah, this is a team that I would consider dangerous if it was just Team X and I was looking at it? Josh or Jimmy, whoever.
Yeah, I'll say that, yes, they definitely have the pieces because the talent in the backcourt I still think can make plays for you and you can do what you need to go on a run. Jimmy, am I going to bet on that today? No. Another frustration, Mark mentioned earlier, make a free throw. You got to make free throws late in the season. I thought coming out of the Florida game, hey, they hit their free throws. That's a good sign. And then they didn't again last night. So I absolutely think they have the pieces and the capability, but I would not bet on it today.
I think they have the pieces to get to the Sweet 16, but no more. I don't see the consistency from this team, whether it's shooting outside, whether it's free throw shooting, whether it's a lack of an inside presence. The guard play has been good at times, but not so good at other times. I just think they're too inconsistent. Yeah, do they have enough pieces? Yeah, they do. But I think it's unlikely, in my opinion, based on the way they're playing right now, that they would make a deep run in the NCAA tournament.
There you go. So I'm Mr. Negative. I'm the one who's saying this team that's been ranked in the top 25 all year isn't built the way I would want it to be built if I'm looking at a Sweet 16 run, and I will own that. I have no problem, and you guys can all mock me when they're in the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 and Final Four.
The other thing
I don't think
And
we're disagreeing.
I'll be laughing to the I'll be laughing to the bank though because people will be watching.
I would just say I think if you had 4 college coaches up here, 4 SEC coaches, other NCAA tournament coaches, and you asked them the question, would you be intimidated or scared to play Tennessee in the NCAA tournament? I bet you every one of them would say yes. Every one of them would not want to have to play Tennessee. Yeah. Because they see the talent, they see their defense. I think they'd be afraid to play them.
That's good. Fans need to hear it because I think a lot of people are looking at it like I am, and that is this is an absolute pain to watch. 14 and 6, and if you're losing 82-80, it's a different vibe. At least for me. But I'm a simpleton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a guy who I don't thirst for basketball. I don't sit there and say, the intricacies of this game. I want to see something that's entertaining. 52-51 isn't entertaining to me. So I think there are a lot of people, I hear from a lot of people who are viewing it that way. So I think it's good that you have 4 guys here saying, not so fast. This team's better than people think.
And that is the 2014 parallel. That team was
Yeah.
not a lot of fun to watch, frustrating during the season, but
Almost made an Elite 8.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, one other thing I wanted to look at I thought was interesting, the Sweet 16 DNA. You want to be good, you want to be efficient on offense and defense. I went back through the last 3 Sweet 16s, last 3 tournaments they held. That's 48 teams. The average defensive efficiency, according to Ken Pomeroy, was 93. Tennessee is at 87.8. That's spectacular. Here's the thing. Out of those 48 Sweet 16 teams, only 3 teams better than that defense. You are excellent on defense. Offensively, not so much. There were only 4 out of those 48 teams that were worse than you. And that's why I think, yes, your defense will keep you in every game, and your offense will keep the other guy in every game. So it's hard for me to look at that as a positive and say, you'll be in every game with your defense. Yeah, but your offense is so bad, you'll be in a dogfight with Oral Roberts.
Yeah.
And then it's a matter of does Kennedy Chandler hit a shot in the last minute or not?
Yeah, and that's where the hard part for fandemonium is to take out the emotion of what the game looks like and does your team win or lose. And if you just don't, if it's hard to watch.
And as a show host, I don't want to take that out. I think it's more fun just to throw it out there and let you guys beat me back.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's pretty fun too.
yeah, that's good. Although last week everyone was saying, no, I'm buying in. This is an uptick. And I said, no, it's not. And it wasn't, so I was right. All right. When we come back, we're going to talk a little football. But first, thanks to Mr. Magna Cum Laude over here, Isaiah Victor, and thanks to Mark Pancratz. Good to have you guys here. Appreciate it.
Thank
we'll
you,
see
sir.
you next week when they're coming off 2 more wins and Isaiah can spike the ball on us. When we come back, let's talk about a little football. Look at Josh Heupel's first year. Look at Danny White's first year. We got recruiting to talk about. Much more to come on the Sports Source.